Hey YouTube, coming at you with my first Master League team, and it's my first Master League team with a legendary Pokemon. I got a Hundo Lugia. I finally built it up. Took me lots of raids and lots of XLs and transferring candies and walking and stuff like that, but I finally have a Lugia. It is my only XL legendary Pokemon. So, paired it with Dragonite and Metagross. Basically, I think that Dragonite and Metagross just cover each other really well because Dragonite does so well just against the main meta, and Metagross handles the fairies that Dragonite is weak to. So you do have sort of double weakness here to like flyers, not flyers, like a rock type because you are two flyers here. But that is it. Let's look at some battles, and I apologize if these battles are not. I was about to say I'm not an amazing battler, but some of these battles are not my best because I am not used to this Pokemon. But basically, the thought process is just tank anything from Lugia. It was very rare that I shielded. I shielded this just because I know they were at it like a Dark Pulse already, and I knew that would probably KO. And I'm gonna bait here, see if I can get like just chip it enough for the Dragonite to come in and just kind of finish it off. But for the most part, Lugia as a safe swap is one of those Pokemon. Like Yveltal is the hardest answer, quite honestly. Like the steals are tough because your Dragon Tail and your flying type moves are resisted, but like Yveltal is a real hard one because super effective with the darks, and it like hits pretty hard in neutral situations. So I gotta commit to the farm down here, and then just let this go because I know they have the Zacian on the lead that I need Metagross basically to sweep. So I'm just gonna let this go, loaded with energy, which is nice. But I know it's coming in here, so I just gotta get out here, and out comes Landorus. So this is okay. And the thing with Metagross is I've talked about Metagross so many times when I play just like Premier or something like that. Metagross is a beast. And in neutral situations, when you are like up shields, or even mostly like up shields. I'm not up shields here, but like when you're up shields, you're gonna win because Metagross just has the Meteor Mash is such a hard hitting move. Earthquake is a nice coverage move. Like there it goes, just basically one shot it. It'll close combat me here, but close combat probably will not take me out. So they're gonna have to throw one more. And at that point, the damage, yes, but at that point, they're not going to get to another move because they dumped it. So, Metagross, nice little sweep there. Dialga, I'm probably just going to Superpower and bail into Lugia. I think that's the best way to do it. Like, just grab a shield or do like an insane amount of chip damage and then bail into your safe swap. And that's kind of how I played this out. And it lands, which is great. Could be Draco, so actually I'm going to, I was supposed to say, I'm going to shield this only. Never shield this because it's so tanky, and then I shielded 2 in a row. There was really no reason to not throw like a nuke. I thought it would have had been Draco. There's no reason to not throw a nuke there. So at that point, I'll take a nuke. I'll shield a nuke knowing it's coming. If I can just... Because you're so tanky that in other situations, you're fine, right? And same thing. I know this is Aeroblast. Don't make me shoot this over, man. Come on. Well, I know I'm going to get the last shield back here. So I bait. But should I never bait? Is this dumb? Is they're going to let this go? And now I'm screwed? Yeah. So I do get to another Sky Attack, which is nice. They may shield because they're at an Aeroblast. So they may want to shield and just get it. If not, okay, they let it go. That's fine. And out comes Mewtwo. So they need to throw Shadow Ball if they have it because Psy Strike is resisted here. So they're going to need to throw Shadow Ball. And it's an Ice Beam, which is huge because now I know they do not really have a move for Metagross. So I'm going to try and catch here. And I catch perfectly knowing that they're going to have Psy Strike and Ice Beam because they just showed me. So the Mewtwo is going to be useless. Catch that Psy Strike. Oh, and they are upset about that. Another bad lead. Zacian, terrible lead again. I expected it to be a wild charge and bail, kind of like last time. Except they're probably going to, instead, unlike last time, looks like they're getting into 2 wild charges. And I'm probably going to throw back to back here and force my shield, which is not a bad idea. So Zacian is one that is really, really hard for this team. So with that, you may want to switch the Dragonite. Because it's just like you have 2 dragon like fast move users here, right? Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail. And if it has Wild Charge, if it's Zacian's running Wild Charge as one of its moves, you're in trouble. I do get 2 Aeroblasts off here, which is nice. They may shield because they are loaded with energy. Nope, they let it go, which is okay. Unfortunately, they still will be at like a Brave Bird or Sacred Sword. So I'm probably going to have to do the same thing. Come in Dragonite, sacrifice it, and hope Metagross can just sweep in the ending. So they Brave Bird me. Yeah, that's fine. Out comes the Zacian, I'm assuming. At this point, I will just, come on. Okay, let me come Metagross. And it's a Groudon. So I'm basically just hard countered this matchup. There's nothing I can really do here. I mean, I'm not hard countered because Ho is not a hard counter out of Lugia, but hard countered in the front and the back, and they bait me, and this game is over. So, with that, it's kind of what I found, is that Zacian is just kind of a problem for this team. Like, Metagross is such a nice answer, but otherwise it's pretty tough. You do get some good leads with Dragonite. Like, Dragonite has a lot of decent matchups, right? Ho-Ho, Kyogre, Dialga's not bad because you can throw the superpower. So I'm going to throw and go into Lugia here. Or I can go into Metagross too, actually. Actually, I probably will go Metagross. Because they had a flyer, like they had a, I forget what was on the lead, but this is a way better matchup because I can take anything here. I can take Iron Head and I can take Draco, as opposed to having to like potentially not shield up a Draco, but having to take one there. So this will take it out. Interesting shield. They're going to let me go up 2 shields, which is fine. I will do that. I will go up 2 shields. Because I still have a full health Lugia. This will take me out. And Lugia's just going to come in, full farm down. Maybe shield up. Yeah, because I don't want to really take a Draco if they have a Draco. So I will definitely shield this up. And out comes a Zekrom. At this point, I was just like, come on, let's just get in here and get to the Dragon Claw. Bank that energy. I really want to get to this Dragon Claw, so I'm going to shield. I don't know if that's a good shield or not. Fusion Bolt, that would have definitely taken me out. Because, again, Lugia's just so tanky in the back end that I can probably just tank whatever other moves they have, and I'm almost out of move 2, right? So we'll see what comes in here. The Ho-Ho, which is okay. Get to an Aeroblast. I don't think an Aeroblast takes out from this range, but I've got to imagine I can take a, I get the boost, which is huge because now I can farm down. Because even if they get the Sacred Sword off here, not Sacred Sword, Sacred Fire off here, now it can take me out. They're going to need another move, farm down, plus a move. Yeah, so I was kind of lucky that I got the boost there. Because I think if they got 2 Sacred Fires, I would have been taken out. And I got the full farm down there, so kind of lucky I got boosted there. Mirror match. Yeah, not much you can do here. Just stay in and Dragon Claw. Looks like I've got more HP, so this is not a hundo on their part. And they catch on a... Oh, yeah, this stupid thing. Why you also want to change the front Pokemon potentially is... Goldango. I don't know how you pronounce it. It is a Ghost and a Steel. And Ghost double resist fighting, so why am I throwing that? Because I'm an idiot, that's why. So I come in here, but I have to take Shadow Balls. So that's Shadow Balls and Focus Blast, right? Which you're double weak to Ghost in the back. And it's the Steel Ghost, so it resists everything on the front. So I wouldn't run this exact same team, even though Dragonite is so strong. Like Dragonite and Lugia just don't seem to work together overall. I would probably... I like the back line, even though you are double weak to Ghost in the back. And double weak to Dark in the back because you're half Psychic too, right? For both of them. So you need something that would beat that and an Yveltal. And I'm guessing that is probably some sort of like Fairy. Some sort of Zacian or Florges on the lead. I wouldn't mind that. The only drawback is then you're now like triple weak to... That's why I don't think you can use Florges. I think you have to use Zacian because you need something for Excadrill. Because Excadrill is going to... I mean, Lugia does okay against Excadrill because it's just so tanky. It takes like 3 or 4 rock slides to take it out. And Metagross, again, Metagross with a shield advantage can beat Excadrill. So I think Zacian on the lead here would probably be better. If you don't have a Zacian, you don't have legendaries like me. I'm trying to think of what non-legendary would be better for this team. So what did I say we're weak to? So we're weak to like Excadrill, the Goldino there, or however you pronounce it. So your own Exegel? No, because that would make you very weak to fire and like water. Lugia and Lily's not bad here because Lugia's like gonna chip here, and then I'm like, okay, I'm a Dragonite. I hit hard. Let's see how much this Dragon Claw does. Spoiler alert, it's like nothing. It's like absolutely nothing on the Lugia. That is pathetic. I'm just standing here because I'm like, I don't know what to do here. So I'm standing here, and then I'm going to probably come in and bullet punch and get ahead on energy there. Knowing that I'll probably have to shield an Aeroblast anyways because Aeroblast really hurt. Let me actually just, because again, I use Dragonite because it's one of like the top ranked Pokemon and it's good against the meta. But upon like actually using it in this with this team, I found a lot of issues. So if I wanted to run Lugia and I wanted to run Metagross, and I don't have, because I think like Kyogre is probably, yeah, like Kyogre. Let's see what they recommend. They recommend Dragonite. Dragonite is their first one because you're weak to Giratina, Ghost, so Dragonite beats that. You're weak to Yveltal, like I said, Dragonite beats that. So if I don't want to use that, what is my first other non-legendary Pokemon to use? And holy smokes, you are going pretty far down here. And Florges is one of them, so that's not surprising, right? Because like Rayquaza, Kyurem, Zekrom, Groudon, Giratina, Reshiram, Palkia, Dialga, Meloetta. So we got 10 Pokemon, all legendaries or mythical, so that sucks. And then you finally get into 3 Pokemon down here that are non-legendaries, and that is Mamoswine, Florges, and Gyarados. Gyarados I don't like either because, again, Dragon Breath is just not going to do great against... you still sort of have the same issue. Dragon Breath is not going to do great against Zacian. Florges, I think, is overall the best, and I probably... Because even the... Yeah, I would use Florges, because even against the Exegel, it's not a terrible matchup. It's not a terrible matchup against the Exegel. And you're such a hard answer to the Giratina and the Yveltal here. So Florges is probably the best. Again, Zacian if you have it, but Florges is a nice option there. And they also say Mamoswine. I don't really like Mamoswine, because that leaves you double weak to like Kyogre. Because Metagross and Mamoswine would just get lit up by Kyogre. So I don't love that combo. So I would go Florges. See? That is team thinking. That is building there. See, I kind of knew Florges or Zacian would be one of the best answers there. So yeah, that is it. My impressions on Lugia for using it for the first time ever. It is a very nice safe swap in general. I think it is... Well, you're using it as a safe swap and not something that to like take something out. It's never really like the answer, right, to a Pokemon. You're not coming in here like, oh, I got a hard punish in Lugia. It's more of just like, please absorb this energy, Lugia. The problem, not that it's a problem, but the meta makes it kind of tough because like you have it's a lot of steals, Metagross, Excadrill, Dialga. You have the fairies, so the Dragon Tail is getting resistant to all those fairies, and like a couple wild charges take you out. So you got to worry about that from like Zacian, stuff like that. And then you're weak to Dark, so Yveltal, and you're weak to Ghost, Giratina. So it's got quite a lot of weaknesses for the meta that is Master League. It's still super strong. It's tanky. It's super tanky, so it's strong from that perspective. But definitely some limitations. So I think you need to try to cover those weaknesses. Florges is a good answer. Again, just Dragonite's a little tough because it just leaves you very vulnerable to Zacian. But that is it. I'll try and do more combos of other non-legendary Pokemon to give you guys ideas moving forward. But that is it. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.